Ms. Bonadies.
Good evening. Renita Bonadies, as you probably know. Welcome to the new year. I wanted to just bring to attention FOIA fees, and something I found had changed because, as I've mentioned at a previous couple of board meetings, the FOIA fees that I've been charged I felt were excessive. They weren't properly accounted for, and I was asked to pay without any actual accounting on them. Just told this is what it's going to be. You need to pay it. So I submitted a request per the FOIA handbook that I found online on MPS website that said that FOIA fees could be appealed to the board president. Well, then I received a call from interim superintendent informing me that that process was not valid, that handbook online was not valid, that actually it had been replaced with the Thrun policy manual, which now said the only way a person could challenge FOIA fees is you have to take you to circuit court. So no longer can we put in a FOIA request and challenge the fees without going to court. So I guess that gives you kind of liberty to charge us whatever you want, unless we want to take time and money now to take you to court for those fees. And I guess with the lawyers on the board, they may have already figured that out, but the public, we didn't know, kind of like we didn't know Robert's Rules of Order went away either with that Thrun policy update. So we don't have the policy manual from before. We don't have a complete listing of the current one because we have to go through it item by item online. So it's available, but not easily comparable to what we actually lost as the public. And in that FOIA that I did pay those fees for, I never even received the information I requested, and I made comment of that and still never received the updated information. And just for the record, there are other organizations and public organizations in this county that when I put in information requests, they actually just give us the information. They don't even charge us for it. So MPS used to do that historically. There were a few of my FOIA requests I didn't get charged, but now we seem to get charged for any little thing that we ask for. So, and Joe and I were on 2 of those focus groups that were just held last week. One of them, there were 4 of us on it, and the other one, there were 10. So we were kind of disappointed there wasn't more participation from the community on those 2 focus groups that we did attend on Sunday and Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bonadies.
Greetings. I was very impressed with the HYA search firm's actions last week, and I look forward to their report. I really wish the meetings had been better publicized, but I do agree they got a diversity of perspectives. Now let me give you a little background. I moved to Midland in 1989. My first awareness of the Board of Education was the very first sinking fund proposal in 2004. Lots of great public relations to sell it, and then a thud when the first thing done was to put a University of Michigan quality football turf in the stadium. The PR damage control was impressive, but it left a bad taste in the mouth of many residents, which led to the failure of the second sinking fund proposal in 2013. I enjoyed the recent special meeting reviewing the MPS facilities and some versions of plans forward. I have 2 issues to raise. Student population. In the late 1990s, MPS was over 10,000 students. Today, it's less than 8,000. So MPS is down 20 to 25% over 25 years, closing schools along the way. When you did the planning for those future facilities, was there a prediction of future student populations in the mix done by a disinterested party? I asked because United Van Lines released their annual survey last week, and Michigan is the 5th highest state for outward migration. Moving on, your Cadillac taste may cost you again. I was concerned about the discussion at the facilities meeting that Midland needed a new stadium facility on par with the very best in the state, grand blank. Do we really need to have the very best of anything used occasionally when that which is used for the daily core mission of education needs attention? Finally, I'm going to go down the road of equity, not the DEI version, but grassroots. The state of Michigan takes money from the people in many ways and gives some of it to MPS based on headcount. The majority of taxpayers have the perspective that a school is to teach reading, writing, math, science, hopefully how to think, not what to think. We are not sacrificing a percentage of our wages and the annual scalping, called a millage, of our alleged property value for indoctrination. The citizens are the most important stakeholders, not the DEI enabling corporations. So you are going to put up a new bond proposal to maintain the buildings and something else to be determined. I would say right now that the bond proposal should be voted on at a major election and not buried in a minor election, which would typically have a low turnout, since you need the people who you're going to tax through the millage to have a voice. Specifically, it should be considered voter suppression to not have it when the voters would be turning out already. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.